Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 16. And the prompt for today, for our pebble a day, is self-love. What is self-love? Gosh, and discussing this as a therapist. I think self-love is about listening to yourself, and that's about it. I think there's 100 million TikTok videos that will tell you what self-love is, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the profound journey of learning how to listen to yourself and what you want and what you don't want, and all the complications that arrive with that very same conundrum. So, with that in mind, today I just listened to myself and what I wanted to do and did something that is really quite simple but actually ended up absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad I gave it a go. So, I'm using my pink watercolors that I made myself from the pigments from France. I've used those before. And instead of doing a wet on wet watercolor, I'm doing a dry watercolor. So a dry watercolor wash with the pink. I then water that pink up a little bit more and add some more so it starts to flow. Of course, when you're doing wet on wet, you're adding paint to a puddle of water, and here realistically I'm adding paint now to a pink puddle of water. I'm then going to get the gold paint that's up there, nice and juicy, adding lots of water to it, and then I'm going to add that on there so it starts to puddle up. Now, here's the honest truth. I used my heat gun to dry this one off, and I did it intentionally because I wanted to create ripples of colour. And so I used my heat gun as I did the other day to kind of move the colour around as it was drying and create these little waves of colour. I love pink and gold together. I think they set each other off nicely. And if we go back to colour theory of the day before, I think, or the day before that, pink and yellow, and obviously gold is a yellow, are harmonic colours. They're right near each other on the colour wheel. So I grab some stamps. I think it's really interesting because on the stamp box you might see it says slightly used. And I think if I was being most self-loving about myself, that's probably one of the terms I might use about me. Slightly used out, old and fading. But in a most loving way. Anywho, get some masking tape, pop it onto a bit of plastic so that I can lift it up later on. And I'm going to use a grey ink, not a black ink, and I'm making sure that it is a StazOn, and that means that if I add any colour to it later on, that ink is not going to run. So I've got these stamps. I bought them ages ago at a car boot sale, and I really love them. They're sort of a paisley print. So I pop one of those down, take a print of it, splatter some gold all over the top of it. And then, like I said, I've been using the term the 3 T's of mixed media, which is tone, tactile, and texture. So the tactileness that I'm adding to this today is that I wanted to use some threads again. And I've got some letter-set letters, some sticky letters that I picked up a while ago. They've been sitting in my cupboard. So I pop the threads down first, a few strands of pink and then a strand of that copper that I've been using throughout. And I stick my letters down. I use brown to spell the word self and then black to spell the word love. Top tip, if you use 2 different colours of letter sets, it means you don't have to have such a big space in between the words. And obviously, just due to the width of the book that I'm using, I needed to conserve space a little bit. And then I cut out the masking tape. And by the way, yes, that is the widest roll of masking tape you ever did see. I love it. Anyway, you don't have to use such a wide one. I cut away some of it. Those of you who do junk journaling will know this ends up looking a bit like what's called a belly band. So I cut it out to fit and then pop it over my watercolor pebble. What's really lovely about using masking tape over the top of pieces of art is that the masking tape to a degree is slightly translucent, so you get the kind of shades beneath it. You can't see through it beautifully, but you definitely get the hues and the shades and the shadows underneath it. So I hope you don't like today's project. I'm curious what you will make of the prompt self-love. Do head over to the Facebook page and post any pictures over there, and I'll see you all tomorrow.